Thank you, Jesus. Okay. Serving. Let me try to get back on track. I didn't got all over. Serving will produce fruit.
That's good.
Bondage will produce pain. Serving will produce fruit. Bondage will produce pain. So what I got to be able to identify, Bro Baltnight, is what is my life producing? Is my life producing positive things, or is my life producing pain to me and others? Does my life produce people wanting to be in my presence, or does my life produce people wanting to run from me? Does my life produce people being around me happy, or does my life produce people telling me not to come because you're going to ruin the party? What is my life producing? And if I can identify the positives that my life is producing, that lets me know that even when I go through my hardships must be suffering because it's connected to Christ and is producing something positive, in opposed to it being bondage that's not connected to Christ and producing negatives. Now this is the thing. I need to know what I'm producing, but this is the next level right here. I also need to know who I'm producing it for. Okay. Because if I'm producing joy for sinners, apparently my fruit must be sinful.
Goodness.
It's tainted. What am I producing for who? Now, the word is always going to, Sister Evans, challenge somebody that's not trying to do right, but it's also going to challenge those that's trying to do right. So what we've got to be able to embrace, Evangelist Graham, is with what I'm producing, what effect is it having on those that I believe to be saved as well? Is it producing some newness in my friends that I see trying to do good? Or is it just something that the friends I know ain't trying to do nothing, they're getting a little benefit because of my new life? This is the thing. I had a guy, people, just people, and I get it. And they get excited, they hear about what God is doing, and they get excited. They have their moment with Jesus, and when they have that moment with Jesus, they say, well, hey, man, let's talk, let's sit down, let's break bread, let's do this. Oh, okay, no problem. Sure, let's talk. So tell me, how has Jesus been so good to you? How has this change come about in your life? And Bro Baltnight, they start saying stuff like, well, man, I was sitting there and I was drinking this vodka, right? And when I was in the middle of it, I really felt like something different was happening. And I said, man, let me go ahead and put this bottle down. So my question says, did you pick the bottle back up? Yeah. Well, yeah, a little later, man, but this was a couple of days, Wow. All right. Sir, my friend, my brother, let's get off the phone. Because until you're really ready to talk to me for real, I don't really have time right now. See, this is where it gets a little murky right here, Mr. Black. Because folk don't like to give people the gift of buying.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, they don't like to hit the button on people. Yeah. But guess who don't mind?
Yes, sir.
Because if you're not really ready to change, don't come to me with a form of godliness. Don't come with me because you was in the club and they start shooting and you realize because you ain't died that night, God was trying to get your attention. Okay, well, talk to me next week when you would have gone back to the club.
Yeah.
And if you skipped it that night, why don't you call me then?
Yeah.
Let's talk then.
Yeah.
But why is it that every time they shoot in the club, God spared your life?
And you there?
Let's rewind a little bit. Every time they shoot in the club? So that means every time The club is open.
Right.
You got to be there. If you didn't have multiple God spared my life from the club stores.
Right.
So Brakaya, until you're ready to really be real with me, I'm going to tell you, well, look, man, why don't you keep on doing what you do? See, people don't like talk like that, Rick. That's too wrong. That's especially not a pastor. Oh, you're not supposed to say that. Well, why not?
Keep it to real.
I'm going to keep it real with you. And if me to lie to you, yeah, man, you're doing good. No, you're not. You're in sin.
Yeah.
Part it up. Go hard with it. You're going to do it. If you're going to do it all the way. My mama told me. She said, look now, you don't go to hell through the church.
That's right.
That's one thing you don't do. If you're going to go to hell, you're going to do what you're doing. You're going to be the devil's homeboy, get a stretch limo,
That's right.
and put him in the limo with you.
That's right. Amen.
Get high with the devil.
That's right. Amen.
That's probably a new kind of weed right there. You experience a high you ain't never had before in your life. Get high with Satan. Don't mess around with it.
That's right.
Because if you're going to be that, be that. Don't be that on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, no, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday afternoon, Wednesday morning. Don't be that those and then at church Wednesday night and Sunday. For what? I told somebody this one time, Russ Stooks, and I meant it. And because I do like prison ministry, you got to talk to these brothers on the real. They need to hear it. I ain't scared of them no way, so I got to talk to them on the real. Listen, thugs don't go to church. I'm going to say it again. Thugs don't go to church.
Teach.
So if you're going to be a thug, why are you coming to the church service? Well, no. Thugs don't come here. Thugs be on the corner and go out there and do it. Whatever you want to do it all the way. Don't mess around. Please don't mess around.
Pick it up.
Because ain't no benefit to being a phony.
That's right.
The devil knows too. And then what you're doing is you're bringing shame to the church. Well, what church you go to? I go to Bethel Hinton Church. Don't tell them that lie. No, you don't. I'm going to say they're not my member. Well, Pastor, I joined last month. No, you didn't. I'm sorry. I missed you. Yeah, we had a snow day. School was closed that day. Well, Pastor, I joined, the second service. I'm sorry. No, we won't. That wasn't my church. I think you went to somebody else's church. They must have put a mirage up or something. Because if we're going to be real, we got to be real. Yes. All right, let me do one more point that I'm out of here for real. I didn't held you long enough tonight. So he says that we've got to be willing to endure hardship, not endure bondage. I told you that serving produces fruit, bondage produces pain. First point I made was that when the line is blurred between bondage and servanthood, God will prompt you to move. He'll require you to move. Last thing I want to say is this. Jesus said, when we originally started tonight in Romans chapter 8, that he says, when in verse 17, if we suffer with him, when we go through with him, we become heirs of God and joint heirs with Christ. But we can only get that benefit if we suffer with him, that we may be glorified together. So he says there's a benefit, there's a promise that you're entitled to, Rug Green. There are benefits and blessings that you're entitled to receive of God when I'm willing to suffer with Christ. Suffering with Christ, Sister Kanisha, ultimately means that I'm going to be glorified with Christ. Now, the glory that comes was when Jesus went back to heaven, after which he had been crucified, he had died, he had resurrected, he had appeared on the earth for 40 days. He ascended back to God, and he received what was known as a glorified body. This glorified body was a body that was now perfect and was totally free from sin. This was a body that is now perfect and totally free from sin. God says that when you're willing to suffer with Christ, I will also cause you to be glorified with Christ. What does that mean? That means that the practice of sin will now be free from your life when I was willing to endure the suffering with Christ. The practice of sin. Let me give you something else. This is going to help you. A lot of pastors probably wouldn't have told you this, but I'm going to give it to you for free. Don't even cost you nothing tonight. All right. You can be free from the practice of sin, but as long as you are alive, you will never be free from the presence of sin. No matter how good you are, No matter how much you fast, no matter how much you pray, no matter how much you read your Bible, no matter how much you run around the church, no matter how many sermons you preach, no matter how many Bible studies you teach, you will never be free from the presence of sin. What does that mean? That means, Paul said this way, when I would do good, evil is always present with me. When I'm doing the right thing, Brother Stoops, I'm in the house. I ain't even out there in these streets no more.
Yes.
But while I'm in the house,
Real
the
true.
presence of sin comes and taps me on my shoulder.
Amen.
Come look at this website.
Teaching.
Go watch that movie you shouldn't be watching no more. Go find one of them old books that you should have threw away when you got saved. He says, the presence of sin will always be there. But I've got to realize that my suffering with Christ causes me to be free from yielding to what's present. Oh, God help me here.
That's a good point.
So it doesn't matter how, God help me to say this clean. Okay. It doesn't matter what's presented before me. The power of the suffering I endure with Christ helps me not to yield to what's in front of me. So it doesn't matter how provocative, how just enticing, how wonderful, sensual, great it may seem. The power of God,
Yes, sir.
connected to my suffering with Christ, helps me turn the TV off.
Yes.
Helps me shut the computer down. Helps me, thank you, whoever just said it, turn your phone off. And that's a real one right there, especially for these young folks. For God to give you the grace to be able to get off Snapchat long enough. They give you the grace to be able to get off whatever else is out there long enough. Instagram long enough. Give you the grace to say, no, I shouldn't be looking at this. Give you the grace to say, oh, to unfriend this girl that don't mean me no good. That's still dropping naked pictures in my inbox. And she know I'm married.
Next level. Next level.
But to give me the grace to unfriend this boy that's sending me unpure pictures of himself. And I'm a single woman trying to live for Jesus.
Teaching.
Ought to have enough power to be able to shut down the foolishness. That though my husband got to work late tonight, I ain't going to entertain the phone call that's trying to come from the ex-boo.
Goodness.
That's what suffering with Christ will do. It will empower me, Sister Coop, so that when he want to try to holler, I'm going to tell him he got to holler back.
Go ahead, Pastor. Teaching.
Boy, you sharp.
That when he want to try to come, oh, well, you know, girl, hey, we got history. And that's what it is. History.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, teach.
That's all right.
I know your wife, she ain't really doing what she like, remember we used to do that thing? No, I don't remember. And how you get my number? Well, your mama gave it to me. Well, let me go slap her. No, don't slap her. Deal with my mama for being foolish enough to give you my number.
Yes, sir.
That's right. Amen.
Good teaching.
No, you sharp.
We got to be willing
Yes, sir.
that when we suffer with Christ, the presence of sin, Sister False, ain't going nowhere. The ability of sin don't even leave. You don't even forget how to sin. Let me help you before I get out of here now, Brother Greer. I'm trying to help you. You don't get saved and forget how to cuss.
You were naturally.
You don't get saved and forget how to do what you were doing before you said yes to Jesus.
Yes, sir.
But it's the power of God,
Power of God.
that when I connect with his suffering,
Come on, sir.
what I used to do don't even feel right no more.
That's right. No more. That's right.
Conviction.
I don't even find myself going there no more. I get sick thinking about it. But we want to borderline it. Well, all right, God, I know you delivered me from that, but let me just go look in the window See if I can remember the feeling I had when I was in there. Yeah, I ain't touching God. I ain't doing nothing wrong. Yeah, you are. Your mind already done said 50 times.
Just thinking about it.
Thinking about it. You going playing back in your mind. I remember that night. Oh boy, yeah. And that's another thing. I'm out here on this one. We got to be careful. Reconnecting with these friends that want to take us back to how they knew us.
Teaching.
That if all they knew about Timmy Foster was that he was the ladies' man, then Timmy Foster got to shut that friendship down.
Yes, sir.
Because what they're
Next
going to do
level.
is they're going to still handle him like he the ladies' man. They're going to still handle, come Timmy, you remember when, and you know, Bro Foster, he cool anyway. So, you know, he like, yeah, man, go ahead. You know.
Lord is good.
Yeah. He trying to throw a scripture here and there. And in his mind, he go all the way back.
All the way back. Gone.
Yeah, maybe that was the wrong example. I forgot I had a gun toter. We got to be careful. We got to be careful. When we have decided to make this journey, this trek, to begin to really embrace the suffering of Christ, that means I'm shutting down my own physical desires to embrace the desires of God. I got to be careful who I let in my space while I'm doing it. Because if I let the wrong people in that still remember me back when, they going to still handle me like Stevie, not Bruh Stooks. That's how they going to handle me. And you going to try to tell them, no, man, you know, I don't do that no more. I ain't, you know, yeah, but come on, Stevie.
Stop playing, man.
Stevie. Yo, Stevie.
That's how they do. Stop playing, man.
And he like, no, you know, I'm trying. No, come Stevie. He got to fight. Because he let somebody in his space that wasn't ready to suffer. Bruh Kanye. Yeah, but you remember, I don't know what they call you, Kanye, so I'm going to just call you Kanye. You remember Kanye when we used to do what we used to do? We used to go knock heads, Bruh Kanye. You know, what's up? I need you to squad up with me one time. Nah, man, you know, I'm trying to get on this Bible thing now. Nah, man, can you get that Bible thing a little later? But let's go squad up real quick. We got some business to take care of. Got to be willing to say, I'm suffering with Christ. I'm no longer in bondage to sin. All right, come on, put your hands together for Jesus.
Wow.
I'm done.